Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to a new video, and today Sam and I are going to be doing a retrospective on the 2010 Sonic games. So starting off, we have Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Sam, what do you think of this?
What I think about this is that it's a fucking shitty version of Mario Kart, and Sonic Riders is a far better racing game series than this. I completely
disagree with you. See, I feel like the difference between Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic Riders is that you can actually control the characters in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and whereas in Sonic Riders, it's like, oh, to the left and to the right, you know?
I've never felt that way at all when playing Sonic Riders. So
dude, I'm completely...
What you're talking about.
You never felt that way at all in Sonic Riders?
No way.
Even when you had to play it with the Wii remote? Oh wait, no, that was Sonic. No, that was Sonic. Hold up.
The sequel.
Yeah, you never felt that way in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity?
No, because I didn't play with the Wii remote in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I played with the fucking classic controller.
Okay, that's fair. Well, well, listen. Either way, I felt that way ever since I even had to play it with a PS2 controller. And I'm not saying that's the only way to play it, but still, like, it's a clear problem with the software.
Nuh-uh. Absolute gold. 10 out of 10 would rate Sonic Riders again.
Alright, moving on, we got Sonic the Hedgehog 4 Episode 1. And
just one word. Trash.
Yeah, I gotta say, this game is an attempt to be a sequel to, not even a sequel to Sonic 3. It's almost like it took modern Sonic, made him flat, put him in flash animation, and tried to recreate the first 3 Sonic games and Knuckles, and just did a horrible job at it. In fact, looking at this game, I would rather go back and turn on my Sega Genesis.
I think this Sonic game, there's a clear attempt at like nostalgia pandering, and I think that's going to be quite the pattern that you'll see throughout all these Sonic games in the 2010s, just continuously shoving Sonic in Green Hill and bringing back classic and all that.
It's true,
and yeah,
you know, I mean, it's something that they thought would work for years, and it did work sometimes to an extent, but they focused on doing the wrong things. But when they did try something new, they said, hey, let's look at not what made Sonic popular in the past, but instead let's look at what we think will make Sonic popular in the future and make Sonic Free Riders look like Fanboy and Chum Chum.
This is a first Sonic game with like all the newer cast coming in the 2010s. It's got like Roger Craig Smith and all that.
Yeah.
And it's got awful. With the writing perspective, at least.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't played the game, and I don't plan to.
Well, I have played the game, and I mean, I haven't beaten it. You know, I've heard from some people that some people do say that it's good. Very few that I've heard, anyway. But I couldn't get past the first few levels. And maybe people who are good at that game will say because I'm bad at it, but forgive me if I don't want to move my whole body around to control Sonic. Just saying, man.
Jesus.
Alright.
I don't know, even if I had like traditional controls, it would still be like kind of half-baked. Not really that fun.
Yeah.
Going to the main course meal here. After this, if you've got any last thoughts.
This is the one you've been waiting to talk about. Mr. Colors was shit, huh?
Yeah. I deleted that account.
You deleted that account? I thought it got suspended.
Nah, I was just like, I got fucking bored.
You got
There's nothing to do on Twitter anymore. It's just the same garbage every day.
You deleted both of your accounts, man. Anyway, Sonic Colors. Now, my main complaints with Sonic Colors is that it starts off incredibly promising. All right, maybe not completely from a story perspective, but from a level perspective, it starts off pretty promising. All right, and we start in a 3D environment, and you know, I obviously enjoy 3D, being a big fan of Sonic Adventure 2 and other games similar to that. But the issue with it is that it just goes to 2D for lazy 2D for pretty much the entire game. Blocky, lazy 2D. And I wouldn't call it lazy if it was not meant to be a Sonic game, but it's a Sonic game and it doesn't really follow the roots.
There's a thing going on where people think just because it's 2D, I don't like it. It's because it's fucking slow.
That's part of the reason too. And I mean, Sonic
it's
games
slow and it's lazy. And there's nothing really interesting going on with the levels.
People may say that Sonic games haven't always been fast, but it really depends on what your perception of fast is. And at least the ones that people may not consider fast, such as Sonic 1, at least compared to the other ones, give you a perception of speed where there's a flow and the character keeps going regardless of, you can move it through the level design. Whereas in Sonic Colors, there are places where you're literally forced to stop, backtrack, go back forward, go up, and use wisps, which I'm not even going to complain about that yet, man. But actually, Sam, I'll let you go on about the wisp if you like.
God, these wisps. What a horrible fucking addition to the series. I mean, if you try to meld in all the story aspects, you think that these and the Black Arms would go along well? These fucking alien creatures. It's just you stop, you use one.
Shadow, the day of reckoning will come. Laser!
You stop in place and you see a flash animation for Cyan, and the rest of them's just Sonic's old abilities, except stop, use this, stop, use this, stop, use that. There's no... If you're a fan of Mario, you'll like this, but no one wants to play a second-hand Mario game that doesn't feature Mario, you know what I mean?
I mean, there are some big Mario fans that might like it. Maybe Sonic fans do consider it a breath of fresh air as a Sonic game because they didn't really like the... I mean, I can understand other perceptions here, but my personal opinion is that it doesn't really encapsulate what Sonic is supposed to be. Now, part of that is because of the art style, and I mean, it started to get lazy ever since the 2010s.
They're really using that fourth wall, get it with self-aware kind of humor.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Sonic drops one-liners almost the whole time.
Yeah, this is not the fact that he drops one-liners. It's that kid in school who's trying to be funny. No one's laughing. Yeah,
because he's dropping one-liners and no one's fucking laughing, dude. But anyway, part of the reason that I dislike this, and going back to what you said about the Black Arms being with how are they both in the same universe, the Black Arms and the Wisps? Yeah. The art styles don't match at all, and regardless of art style, it wouldn't work with any sort of continuity.
Yeah, I don't think this was supposed to be any kind of art. I think it's a soft reboot every single fucking time ever since this point.
Speaking of soft reboot, moving on to Sonic Generations. Sam, do you have anything to say about this game?
Mediocre. It's lacking in story. It's got the same old problems, 2D, but it's better. But it's just kind of you don't have an incentive to play it anymore after you've experienced all the other fucking games, because it's just a one-time playthrough and you're done with it. There's nothing really to go back for it.
I feel like that's been the case with a lot of Sonic games, and that's one thing that they've had a problem with, just because they don't really know how to incorporate online features, which are very prominent nowadays. But it's hard for them to do that because Sonic is kind of a single-player experience, and either way...
Just get SA2 multiplayer, make it online. How hard is that?
Yeah, they definitely... I mean... SA2 multiplayer was not perfect, dude, but they could obviously capitalize on that, or at least try to get the best out of it. They have the resources to do it, but they want to create something new every time rather than building upon something they already had.
I will say this is the best attempt at getting classic Sonic or whatever into the series. back again, because and I think there was something special about it being a one-time thing. The same with the Wisps, but then they just keep adding it to like every fucking game, and it's just annoying at this point. You just do not want to see classic Sonic or the Wisps anymore.
I agree. I mean, the Wisps weren't entirely prominent in this game, but classic Sonic, I don't mind him in this game at all. I mean, the controls weren't perfect or anything, but this was his return, his temporary return, and then he goes back to his timeline, and that should have been the end of it. Like, Sonic Generations was a good way to end off and start off classic Sonic's story and just give us another taste of him.
Is there a plot hole at the end? How does Eggman get out of the white prison?
Dude, there are plot holes in so many Sonic games, man.
Oh, this one doesn't take it seriously. We'll just let it go.
Moving on.
Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympic Games. Sorry to cut you out there. Here's my video now. I'm the captain of this ship.
My only issue with these Mario and Sonic Olympic Games are...
it's starting to get stale.
It's the same thing, man.
Yeah, it's just FIFA games. It's the same old thing, different year.
Yeah.
I think it's actually getting worse. Like, if you looked at the sales, a lot of people are buying them anymore because it's the same thing.
And I don't understand. I know a lot of Sonic YouTubers have said this. They've said that Mario and Sonic, instead of doing the Olympics together, which doesn't necessarily make sense.
It was different in 2008. Like, it was a new idea. And I thought,
yeah, it was fresh and new.
There's no real big bond between those two mascots at all. There's no difference between Sonic versus Mario and Mario versus Crash Bandicoot.
Well, I feel like the Olympic Games wouldn't really be the way to go about it, just because they're competing at different things, such as running. Like, for instance, you could probably win as Mario against Sonic running in the Olympic Games, and that just doesn't make sense.
It's like, whatever. It's just a fucking... You
I
can
mean,
put any kind of random character in there. It's just a bunch of Olympic minigames.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool and all, but the fact that they keep doing it kind of...
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, okay.
It's not a special thing anymore. It's just kind of... Been there, done that. Who cares?
Pure capitalism here.
Capitalism, they're losing money making these fucking games.
Yeah, well, they're trying to capitalize. It's true, man. It's true. And what they should do with this, like, they have this connection, Mario and Sonic. The fact that they're allowed to do this is awesome, but they waste it on Olympic Games, which they've already done, where instead they should just make a platformer where they work together and you can switch between Mario and Sonic or something like that. Like, I'm not a game designer myself, but
I just don't know if the art styles are going to mesh or anything like that. There's nothing that... every time Sonic's been teamed up with Mario, it seems like Sonic's joining Mario's world.
It's always been the Olympic Games, though. And this one's made by Sega, so I don't really know if that's true. Because they have Sonic stages and Mario stages.
Oh, well.
Moving on...
Thoughts? No.
No. Moving on to Sonic 4 Episode 2. So this is another obvious cash grab, just like Sonic 4 Episode 1. And
I'd actually say this is far better, but it's just kind of... The idea didn't even start off that well, so I don't know why they're bothering. I guess because, it's Episode 1, but they're expecting another episode.
I feel like what happens is when they start these new series, they already have another Sonic team working on a new game, just because they think that the one that they're working on is gonna succeed, and they're like, all right, let's make another one. I can't guarantee that, but seeing as this one came out in 2012 and Episode 1
they'll continue it one day, you know. When's Episode 3, guys? I'm pretty sure everyone's clamoring for an Episode 3 more than they are Adventure 3.
Oh my god, dude.
100%.
Yeah, man. Dude, honestly, if I had the choice between the two, I would definitely choose Sonic 4 Episode 3. So, not really much to talk about here other than the idea. I mean, I personally think it's better than Episode 1. And what do you think, Sam?
I like the 2.5D thing. I like the 3D. I think they're trying to incorporate that. It's more than just plastic Green Hill. It's like actually meshed level ideas, which is much better than just level ideas from the past.
Yeah.
And I think they should do this kind of style with another 2D Sonic game, probably on like I don't know, the Switch or something. But yeah, this is a wasted attempt at like trying to finish Sonic 4. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere, especially after 8 years.
Well, I wouldn't really expect it to go anywhere either because I don't think it sold the best. But
yeah, they said it didn't sell the best, so obviously they're not going to continue this.
In fact,
Next game.
if I'm not mistaken, it's free on the iOS store, on the Apple Store. Yeah. So
ads.
with ads, but it's just something that they realized, oh my god, we really can't make money off of this. Like,
I think originally it was the Sonic 4 games were supposed to be like just Sonic on mobile. That's why it's just reused level tropes instead of just a brand new experience. So they were just going to make like Sonic for the mobile and that's it. And it was just supposed to be the little fucking thing they didn't have to make that much money off of, but they had to put the 4 in front so people would buy it, I guess. So it wasn't even meant to be a sequel.
Yeah, it really was only supposed to be a little,
mobile thing.
Yeah, just a little mobile game. So
anyway,
you want to move on?
No, I want to keep talking about this. Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing transformed.
Okay. I am actually a huge fan of this game.
It's just the same thing from last time. I don't really. They just. It doesn't grab my attention, these racing games.
It's the same thing from last time, but the transformed aspect. Have you played it?
I've played it, and I got bored instantly. Like, there's nothing.
Well, there
really.
you go.
Yeah. It's just so boring. I can't. It's just a generic racing game.
It's more of a game that you should play with friends, and I do think it has. I think it has a good variety of levels and a good variety of different characters. Like Sega, this is honestly how you make a racing game. Team Sonic Racing, in my opinion, was a downgrade from this. All right.
Oh, definitely.
And we'll go back to this, but they literally went outside the box and added Heavy from TF2 in the game. Like, this is how you do it, Sega.
Main seller.
Honestly, it's not the only thing that sold the game. I'm thinking Sonic is probably the main seller, and I don't know how many people really are worried about Sega's old IPs, but
did this sell well? I could have sworn if I checked some websites, it was like.
I'm talking about compared to just other video games in general. Like, for instance, Samba de Amigo compared to Team Fortress 2. Which one's gonna take the cake?
A fusion of both in the Olympic Games.
You want to move on?
Sonic Athletics. Never heard of it. Don't care.
This is
Sonic
actually hold up. Let's go back to Sonic Athletics. So Sonic Athletics is actually a good game, and it follows the continuity that goes way back to Sonic 06, where Sonic says,
Holy
"If
shit.
you have time to worry, then run." All right.
Oh my god.
It actually makes the player run. All right.
It's fucking crazy. I'm gonna have to buy one of the machines that runs this thing.
Sonic Ghost Shooting. Based on the haunting segments of Sonic Adventure 2. I actually haven't heard this one.
So basically, you get a real gun and you shoot ghosts. That's all. Sonic Lost World.
Yeah, just a fun arcade game.
Sonic Lost World is actually the worst Sonic game I've ever fucking played in my entire life. Not gonna lie.
I'm not gonna call it the worst I've ever played, just because I haven't really put that label in any Sonic game yet, but if I were to create a hierarchy, in my opinion, it would be pretty low.
Yeah.
The thing is,
the Zeddy designs were never gonna work. The whole environment that Sonic travels in was never gonna work.
The entire story is like a Saturday morning cartoon where everything that happens has no real consequence, and you can really tell.
Yeah, there's supposed to be like these build-up of dramas, but they just come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You trust me more than me, what?
What are you talking about, Tails?
It's so bare bones, low quality, like they're trying to appeal to Mario fans again. And people say it sold less because it was on the Wii U, but it came out on the 3DS as well, and that sold worse. Ooh, that's crazy. So no one was really going to be interested in like a secondhand Mario again.
Yeah. And one thing is, Sega, like, this kind of shows that Sega doesn't really understand, or Sonic Team rather. I mean,
yeah, they're just kind of...
It's kind of a mix of both. Doesn't really understand what they're doing with themselves.
You're not going to get anywhere listening to critics because they're just going to complain about anything. You're not going to get anywhere listening to fans because they're just going to be like, oh, add this character, add this character.
I mean,
there's going to be someone
too.
in there that's going to have some original ideas. And I think they just lost that person when the 2010s started. There's no passion anymore with anything about these games. They're just kind of
I believe that.
Standard,
I believe,
like, what are the fans saying? What are the critics saying?
They're like, oh, we gotta do another Sonic game? You gotta be kidding me.
God, I just want to work on Hatsune Miku, Dance Revolution, whatever the fuck it's called.
Listen, I like Sega games, and I know the people who are working on Sonic games, like people in Sonic Team, are probably working on other games too. I can't completely confirm that because I haven't really looked into it, but I'm sure you guys could go confirm that yourselves. And looking at Sonic Lost World, you can really tell that a lot of this was half-assed and honestly just copied. I mean, copied from Mario, the idea of the level design.
Here's an example of what people were complaining about before this. Sonic games are rushed. This isn't rushed. This is a fully complete Sonic game, and it's still mediocre. What other things do you have to complain about?
That is a very good point.
I don't know where people come from when it's like Sonic games are rushed, or...
This is... And if you guys have ever played this game, it is a complete thing. You know, like, the parkour, I will say...
It's finished. There's nothing glitchy about it. There's nothing that's going to throw you off. Unless it's like the difficulty
The level
curve.
design.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the level design was intentional. No, don't get me wrong. That wasn't rushed.
Yeah, none of this was like, oh shit, we gotta meet the deadlines. Like there's nothing. It's got no multiple playable characters. It's got classic aesthetics, I think.
I think it attempts to have classic aesthetics.
It's mediocre, and no one bought it. And I think that's an example for like the rest of the 2010s. It was just everyone, this little small group praises it, and no one buys it. And no one's interested in it.
It's true. And they can learn from that small group. They can learn from what that small group liked about it. But the problem is some of these groups tend to try to make people like things about the game that are the general consensus is that they're fundamentally bad. Now, that's not saying anything can be fundamentally bad. It's more of an objective thing. But regardless, you need to look at what most people who bought the game liked about it and realize what, or find out what will work.
It's just a downward trend in terms of sales, and I'm not saying sales are everything in terms of success. I'm just looking at sales in terms of popularity, by how many people are buying it, and it seems like they just keep going downwards as the 2010s fluctuate or move along. And
they don't do anything to draw in new fans. That's the problem. Like this is gonna draw in some kids, but they're gonna go back to this game and they're gonna...
What kids? Hey, what was the rating on this? Because of the mild language?
What was the mild language?
Like Eggman talking about death and shit like that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it was so strange. It's like this cutie kitty kind of environment.
Oh no, it's because
crush
Zaz.
you, Zeddies.
Oh, and it's because Zaz said, he said, "Oh, rip you apart." I haven't seen that in any Saturday morning cartoons, which is basically what this game is. All right, moving on. Mario and Sonic, the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games.
Never heard of it.
I
didn't know this is a thing.
I'm pretty sure I played... No, wait, this is on the Wii U. No, I haven't played this. All right.
And no one bought it. Yeah, it's just a copy-paste, really, of the 2009 game. Really fun. Sonic Jump Fever. It's just the mobile game.
It's Doodle Jump. Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo 3DS and Wii. Okay, well that's not supposed to be there.
That's part of the main Sonic series. Like Sonic goes into another universe and there's no fucking story anymore. Smash Brothers Brawl did it better, to be honest. Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric.
All right. So the thing
300
about this
employees sacked, so that should be a good thing.
What'd you say?
This game caused I don't know if it was like a certain department, but it was just 300 employees in Sega just got fucking sacked because of this, because of how shit it was.
You know this game wasn't made by Sega, right?
I know, but it had to downgrade Sega's staff because they had to fund it, and it didn't make back the money.
That's true. From what I've heard, and I can't completely confirm this, but I've heard
there's a lot of mystery.
There really is a lot of mystery, because I'm not going to spend all of my time researching the Sonic series, no matter how much of a Sonic YouTuber I want to be. But Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric, I've heard, was purely an American thing. And yeah, and Sega of Japan had nothing to do with it. So I don't know who's coming up with these ideas and whose ego is so big that they believed that this was actually going to work, but
I think it was going to work, but then they changed it last second because they were going to make a serious Sonic game again. And then they were like, no, it's going to be more of a comedy now. I can't confirm that though.
I will say the animations and the cutscenes looked a lot better than anything in Sonic Generations or Sonic Colors, and Sonic Unleashed actually had really good animations, but I don't understand like what the thought process was behind this game.
Imagine saying Sonic 06 was a failure, and then all of a sudden, we're going to make the most highest budget Sonic game just 2 years later.
All right, moving up to Sonic Runners.
Shattered Crystal.
Shattered Crystal. All right.
Yeah, dude, the most important one out of all of them. It's fucking a Metroidvania that's not a Metroidvania because it's just really simple, and no one bought it. No one bought any of these.
See, I don't know if Sega's listening or anybody at Sonic Team is listening to this, but
they got fingers in their fucking ear holes, dude.
One thing to understand is that one of the main things that draws people in about the Sonic series is the art style. All right,
and the characters and the story.
Any game,
just all of those together. Yeah, with any game, sure, those like little geometry dash, like kind of just no concept of character at all games, they could be popular for a time being, but they're never going to stick around to have a lot of fans because there's no character in them.
Exactly.
There's no art style, there's no...
And people will look back on them with nostalgia, and they'll be like, oh, I played Geometry Dash. Well, why do you play Geometry Dash? Because it's addicting, because it's made to have dopamine and serotonin flow through your brain. But when you play, that's what any video game is for.
Yeah.
Honestly. But when you play Sonic Boom: Rise of Lyric, when you play a good Sonic game or a good video game in general, it should stick with you.
These games are really forgetful. I forgot these even existed, half of them.
And that's why I haven't been talking about Sonic for a while, because a lot of the games I forgot they existed for years. Now, moving on to Sonic Runners,
I think that's the same thing with a lot of... Because journalists keep making the same argument. So I've got a lot of friends who's still glitchy, like in 2018, 2020. And it's like, maybe they just forgot about all these, really mediocre ones.
Exactly.
Sonic Runners.
I very much enjoyed Sonic Runners.
I was so disappointed that was the only thing we were getting. I was like, that was the time when I was slipping apart. How could they do this? What the fuck? Because I was 16. But it was just, I played it. It's fine for a little mobile distraction, but it's nothing really to write home about.
I think it's pretty enjoyable, and I think they added fan service the right way because they didn't shove it in your face. You could play as which character you wanted to, and they each had very similar gameplay, which obviously didn't cut down on their resources very much. And you didn't have to use the wisps, but you could. You could use a Chow if you wanted to. They had multiple references to earlier games, and it just worked.
I think it's just model swaps. That's why it's shut down. It's fun for what it did.
Be. Yeah, it could be, but model swaps worked, man.
You don't feel anything when you're playing the character if it's just a model swap.
I mean, it's not really a game that you're meant to sit down and play. It's just something you're supposed to dick around on the phone
game.
with.
It's the waiting at the doctor's game.
It's the play it during fucking financial literacy class and fail game. No, I'm kidding. It was, what was it? No, I forget. I didn't fail the class, though. Anyway, Sega 3D Classics Collection. So this was obviously just a
no one bought
3DS
this
game.
Sonic Boom, Fire and Ice.
Nobody bought this.
No one made an impression out of it because it's just the cartoon in 3DS form and no one's fucking watched the cartoon. No one's playing this. It sold the least amount out of the... If you were trying to put this as like the main series of games, it sold the least. 200,000 copies. Ooh, really fun stuff.
And one thing about Sonic Boom that Sega kind of failed to realize until this point is that I feel like people were only watching it because they were obligated to. Because if there was another Sonic series on that wasn't Sonic Boom and had as many cameos and references as Sonic Boom did, it would be popular as hell. But I feel like Sega's too afraid to do that because they see all these non-Sonic fans talking about, ooh, the Edge and stuff like that.
Yeah, just these people are just the outsiders. It's like
the outsiders.
They just kind of come in and it's like, oh, look at this shit, fucking Edge, lol, and then they just walk out.
Well, it's just it's pretty obvious that it's people that just consider Sonic uncool regardless and believe that it's never going to change. And Sega thinks, oh no, we can change. Let's change completely every single time.
We're going to attract these fans that just hate us for existing. Yeah, Fire and Ice is just the TV show. I think the main TV show is just only good for like little Twitter clips that you could just shove in.
Yeah.
But as a whole episode, it just kind of... I watched a few that they're really fucking boring.
The thing about Sonic
Kids
Boom,
aren't going to watch that kind of stuff anyway.
well, I don't know. I do know a good bit of kids who would watch it, but when you change the character design like that, you're kind of alienating people. You know?
It's a lazy show as well, because they use the same props and islands, and they just go to the same locations over and over again. And they're all made for the jokes, and the jokes aren't even that good.
Yeah. Alright,
it's
moving
just,
on.
Hey, remember Chris Chan? Who's Chris Chan? I'm only 5. Sonic Runner's Adventure.
I didn't play it.
Is this part of the adventure timeline?
What they did here was they said Sonic Runners, and they said, you know what, this one's really not as good, but maybe if we add the name Adventure, the Adventure fans will play it. And there are sure goddamn a lot of those, so... That's my opinion.
I didn't play it.
Yeah, I didn't play it either. I saw the art style and it wasn't nearly as good as Sonic Runners, and again...
You see the art style and you're like, get away from me. I don't want to fucking play this garbage.
Yeah, man, because like, it actually worked with Runners. The cell shading was good. But if we move on to Sonic Mania, man, could I go on about this game, dude.
It's Sonic 3 and Knuckles again. I'm sorry.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles was a great game, man. But
if you get something like that just borrows heavily from it, you're not going to get a memorable game. It's just going to be like...
I don't know, man.
The art style is more kiddie. Like, there's a lot more brighter colors.
I do think there are a lot brighter colors, but I think it works in the context that they use it in.
I don't know. Sonic Classic Sonic
I disagree,
used to be cool, man.
I thought this game was pretty cool, and I thought the the level design was really good. I mean, they added some cool ideas for the aesthetics, and the game was worth what they sold it for.
Let me tell you something about the build up to this game. What was it? Finebo's React, and a lot of other big YouTube personalities, I guess, they were advertising this game hardcore. Everyone was talking about this. The internet was talking about this. sells 1 million after a year. And it's $20 and it's on 4 systems.
Dude, you gotta understand
that's so tiny.
That's not bad for a Sonic game.
That's tiny.
Sonic Adventure 2 sold like 2 million.
It's $20. It's on 4 consoles.
Yeah, that's true.
It's tiny. And it sold that much after a year.
Well, Sonic Adventure 2
it's
sold...
just kind of like, oh, it looks cool, but they don't play it because they don't care enough to play it because it's like, oh, it's just for the old guys. I don't really give a shit.
Well, I feel like it's for those people and they want to play it because it's like that.
I'm sure it's a financial success. It's just kind of like, they gotta understand this.
I like the game, dude. I think they put a lot of heart into it. But the only issue is, in my opinion, the reused aesthetics, which the team that worked on this game didn't even want to do.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, if they... I don't know, it just feels like there's nothing really to write home about this one. There's no... I'd give it, like, if it was a game and it was niche, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because the people there just, like... I think the people around it really soured my taste of the game. Because they're all just look at this little pixel over here. That's a reference to that one game on the fucking Game Gear. Like, who fucking cares?
Well, that is one of the good things about the game, though, is they put a lot of heart into it. But the problem with the, I guess, the fan base surrounding just the classic series in general, and I guess just the Sonic series in general, is the elitism that involves it. Like, people like their favorite games, and they will let you know they like their favorite games and why their games are better than your games, instead of just trying to understand why you like their games or why you like your games.
Continuity not make sense in the game? Like, when, you know, those screen transitions when you go from level to level? Is it like...
See, you're trying to find a reason to dislike it, man.
Whatever. Sonic Forces Speed Battle.
All right. It's Sonic Dash.
Okay.
You know,
Sonic Forces.
All right. They should have used Sonic Forces Speed Battle. They should have taken the resources they had for that and put them into Sonic Forces. And what I mean by that is have the employees actually come together and collaborate and work on Sonic Forces rather than trying to capitalize on an Android game which people aren't going to play.
I was so hype about Sonic Forces.
I was too.
Because they used the darker aesthetic, and I was like, oh my god, they're gonna finally.
And they, you know what?
It was like a drought, and then this came along, and I was like, there were some red flags with classic Sonic and the reused models of the Death Egg robots, but I was like, oh, come on, fingers crossed, please.
It's not a perfect game, alright? But I do like it. I like what it did, and I like that it actually decided to step outside the box, and I feel like people shit on it way more than it deserves, because in my opinion...
Because it was letting on to itself to be like the return to form kind of deal, and it was letting up to be like the big one.
I feel like that's the fan base that was kind of insinuating that, though.
But the trailer, though, from the creators of Sonic Colors of Generate, they were really hyping this up.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right. And, you know, I think the gameplay was better than Sonic Colors. I don't think it was better than Sonic Generations, but I do think the art style was, because they actually did something original with it.
I don't know. The idea isn't sold to me because it's Eggman takes over the world, and it's like, it presents it to you like in a Adobe Photoshop fucking just the text format in a black screen with white text. And then the next time you see him, he's in the ball and chain from Green Hill. And it's like, did he really take over the fucking world? He looks like he's pretty back to his old resources of just, oh, I'm gonna show you my biggest creation.
I mean, they did something a little different with Green Hill, and I feel like they...
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
Dude, I think they feel like they're obligated to add fucking Green Hill into every Sonic game.
Takashi Iizuka needs to get the fuck out of there.
Man, he's had some good ideas, but somebody needs to be like, all right,
someone
Takashi,
needs to keep him in check.
Somebody needs to be like, all right, you need to come down.
Yuji Naka, please come back to us.
Yeah, Yuji Naka, please.
Why'd you leave 06 halfway through production? I don't know. Just come back to us.
But it had such original aesthetics. Like, for instance, terminal velocity, like even Chemical Plant, people said, oh no, God, Chemical Plant's back, but it's a different aesthetic. It is much different than any of the reused aesthetics in Sonic Mania, which I know I'm comparing apples to oranges, but it's
just another product. Like, it's just, there's no connection with the previous Sonic games. It's in its own little world.
That's true.
There's no point to playing it anymore. You don't feel anything from the game besides...
They've been torturing Sonic.
He's alright.
I haven't been able to run, guys.
There's no enthusiasm coming from me when it turns into... When it comes from this game. It's just...
I will say the story does something a lot better than many of these.
It's all so tiresome.
Dude, the story does something a lot better than most of the 2010 Sonic games. In fact, I would argue...
It wasn't made by Pontac and Graf, it was just translated by them.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, man. Regardless of whether or not it was translated by them, first off, I feel like the fact that they hired them is... In my opinion, listen, man, I'm not going to shit on them for, doing their jobs. I actually enjoyed Happy Tree Friends, all right? I thought Happy Tree Friends was a funny thing, even though it was pretty dark and twisted. Like, it was kind of like, okay, this is just a little TV series, it's harmless, whatever. But why would they look at something like Happy Tree Friends and try to incorporate it into the Sonic series? Even though... These people...
Because they worked on Mad World, I guess? I don't know.
Listen, no hate to these guys, alright? But... They didn't... They don't understand the Sonic series. Like, they need to get maybe an actual Sonic fan who can prove he knows what he's doing.
I don't think they care. They're just like... Paycheck time.
I don't think they care either, but listen, they need to... I don't care, man. I don't care what they think, alright? And they don't care what I think either, so it doesn't really matter.
No, I'm sure they're watching this right now.
Anyway, moving on, Sonic Mania Plus. They added Mighty and Ray, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's Sonic Mania, it's an expansion. Alright, Sega Heroes, never played it. Smash Ultimate, oh my god, it's so much better.
Never played it.
Never played it? You're insane.
I didn't play the Smash games. They're all party games. I don't care.
Team Sonic Racing, I've been completely turned off to that. Just because of Sonic.
It's the first one I didn't buy on launch.
Yeah, man. Just because of the Sega All-Stars, Sonic and Sega All-Stars games. Sonic Racing? Nope.
Never heard of it.
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, which came out in 2019. And
didn't even know when it came out.
I didn't even know when it came out, man.
No one played it. No one fucking watched the trailers, as you can see from all the promotional materials they did. 200k viewers. Oh my god, that's so much.
Yeah, man. One of the things about this, and one of the things that we can take away from this whole video, is that Sega is completely living in the past and their own world.
I think they've just been trying to do, they're trying to avoid doing Sonic 06 again.
Yeah, they're avoiding it like the plague because they got PTSD from Sonic 06.
Dude, it's just...
I don't say PTSD as a joke, I say it hyperbolically. But still...
who fucking cares? It's 13 years old.
Just because they failed with some of the ideas. It's not even because of that. If Sonic 06 was a complete game... it would have been incredibly popular.
Yeah.
I think Sonic Unleashed was a step in the right direction. I feel like it deviated a little far from what Sonic should have been, just because of the human art style and everything like that. But they can do whatever they want with that. I think it worked for that game, but...
Yeah, it was fine. They look like fucking plastic models, but it was alright. Some of the environments look pretty... gorgeous.
I feel like a lot of the levels look gorgeous, but another thing was they feel like they need a thing to fill in the gaps with these speed stages, because the speed stages are the most fun part of the game, but they're so short. and they're probably the hardest to make because you have to speed through them and they have to add detail to every single part of them.
Just go back to adventure. Let's make Sonic Adventure speed. There you go. And I think they did that for 06.
It worked in the Adventure series, man. And, you know, I may sound like an adventure elitist here, and I'm not saying those are perfect games by any means, but I will say
perfect.
I will say the gameplay probably worked the best for 3D Sonic compared to anything else we have so far.
In the multiple gameplay styles, they were actually like in favor of it because they were using a lot of momentum in order to get around.
Yeah, they actually use a physics engine rather. I mean, every game has a physics engine, but
like just little subtle things like if you turn with Tails' mech, he does this like very wide, just sort of slow turn. But if you jump and glide around, it's more faster, and you can just use that to your advantage. It's just a lot of small things that just build that game up so that, I don't know, it just feels better to play.
My favorite part is when you go on an edge's Tails and then he falls off the edge and clips back onto the edge 40 times, and then he goes.
Dude, my favorite part is going up in Meteor Herd and doing the spin dive downwards.
But anyway, guys, that was our retrospective on the Sonic series throughout the 2010s. And let us know what you guys think. And let us know your opinions on it.